A drug that costs around $5 per prescription has been used to treat diabetes for more than 60 years, but now some scientists believe it may be doing something far more unexpected, influencing the biology of aging itself. The drug is called metformin. Some studies have even found that certain people taking metformin appear to live as long as, or in some cases longer than, people without diabetes. These results shocked researchers and helped launch an entirely new field of aging science. I'm Dr. Julia Peterson, a PhD-trained biomedical scientist, and I go through hundreds of research papers every month to bring you the insights that actually matter for your health. In today's video, you'll learn what metformin does inside the body, why it's being studied as a potential anti-aging drug, and what the latest clinical trials actually show. And stay until the end, because we'll uncover the daily habits that appear to activate some of the same anti-aging pathways as metformin naturally. Back in 1957, a French doctor named Jean Stan introduced a drug that helped control blood sugar. That drug was metformin, and it traces part of its origins back to a plant called French lilac. For decades, that was the whole story, a diabetes drug, nothing more. Then, something unexpected happened. Researchers noticed that people taking metformin were getting sick less, not just from diabetes complications, but from cancer, heart disease, and cognitive decline. In one striking UK study, diabetic patients treated with metformin actually outlived matched non-diabetic controls, a finding that stopped the aging science world in its tracks. The working hypothesis? Metformin is hitting something upstream, something shared across many age-related diseases, not a single condition. This led directly to the TAME trial, targeting aging with metformin, a landmark clinical trial enrolling 3,000 older adults without diabetes to test whether metformin can prevent multiple age-related diseases simultaneously. That is a radical shift in thinking, not treating one disease, targeting the shared biology that makes all of them more likely. The frustrating part? The trial still has not officially started because of funding limitations, and yet its results could completely change how medicine approaches aging and disease prevention. So, what actually drives aging in the first place? Researchers have identified a group of biological systems that appear to control how fast our bodies age. These are often called the hallmarks of aging. Some of them include damage to the way genes are regulated, breakdown of the body's protein repair systems, chronic inflammation, and disruption in nutrient sensing pathways like insulin, mTOR, and AMPK. Metformin touches many of these pathways at once, not one disease at a time, but these upstream processes linked to aging simultaneously. That is the core argument for its anti-aging potential. With that frame in place, let's get into the biology. Let's start with a word you may not have heard, inflammation. As we age, the body gradually shifts into a more inflamed state, a systemic and persistent form of inflammation that can quietly affect tissues throughout the body. This state, coined inflammation by researchers, is now understood to be one of the central drivers of cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, neurodegeneration, many cancers, and other age-related conditions. Metformin appears to dampen it. In a 2020 study published in Cell Metabolism, researchers found that metformin reduced inflammatory signals linked to aging. But here's what made the findings so fascinating. Researchers found that one of the key drivers behind this effect was increased autophagy, with improved mitochondrial function also playing an important role. Think of autophagy as your cell's waste disposal and recycling system. Research shows that autophagy is essential for keeping cells alive and functioning properly. It helps cells meet their energy needs, keeps your genetic material stable, and regulates inflammation. Metformin appears to help improve part of that cleanup process. Now let's talk about insulin signaling. Metformin reduces glucose production in the liver and improves insulin sensitivity, but the effects may extend far beyond just blood sugar control. Disruptions in nutrient-sensing pathways, including insulin signaling, are considered one of the core hallmarks of aging. Now, this is where things get really interesting. One of the most surprising discoveries is what metformin does to your gut. A double-blind trial published in Nature Medicine showed that metformin substantially reshapes the gut microbiome, the trillions of bacteria in your intestine. A 12-month randomized trial confirmed these changes persist long-term, with metformin even increasing the production of certain short-chain fatty acids at 6 months, but not 12 months. These are compounds produced by certain gut bacteria that are very beneficial for your health. There is also emerging evidence that metformin's effect on the gut microbiome may improve cognition, opening a potential gut-brain aging axis. And newer research suggests something even more surprising. Part of metformin's blood sugar effects may actually be mediated through a protein in the brain. Lastly, metformin appears to influence epigenetics, the biological system that helps control which genes in your body are switched on, switched off, and how strongly they are expressed. Research shows metformin can alter DNA methylation patterns associated with biological aging, essentially nudging the epigenetic clock in a younger direction. Now, one of the molecular pathways that ties this all together, AMPK. AMPK is like the cell's emergency energy sensor. When energy levels begin running low, AMPK switches on to help the cell restore its balance. It pushes the cell to produce more energy, partly by activating autophagy, while slowing down processes that consume energy, like cellular building. Metformin activates AMPK both directly and indirectly. It activates AMPK indirectly by mildly inhibiting complex 1 inside the mitochondria, shifting the cell's energy balance in a way that mimics scarcity. Once AMPK is activated, it affects many downstream pathways, including the suppression of mTORC1 formation, a key regulator of cell growth and metabolism. When mTORC1 is upregulated, as it tends to be with age, it speeds up cellular aging processes. Suppressing it is one of the most reproducible ways to extend healthy lifespan in model organisms. But here's what's striking. AMPK activation, mTORC1 suppression, reduced inflammation, and autophagy enhancement are all also triggered by two things you already have control over today: exercise and calorie restriction. Let's go there next. Let's start with exercise. Exercise and metformin are more alike than most people realize. Both activate AMPK, both reduce inflammation, both improve insulin sensitivity, and lower blood sugar. A 2024 meta-analysis of 410 trials confirmed that exercise and metformin both improve glycemic control in people with prediabetes and type 2 diabetes. A 2018 study also found that exercise was actually more effective than metformin at reducing cardiovascular risk factors in older adults with type 2 diabetes. The message is clear. Exercise is not always a replacement for metformin, but in many cases, exercise has a similar or better effect. Calorie restriction tells a parallel story. Reducing caloric intake activates many of the same cellular pathways as metformin, like AMPK and autophagy. Indeed, metformin and calorie restriction produce similar effects, like reduced incidence of age-related diseases. Autophagy deserves special attention here. This cellular cleaning process activated by exercise, calorie restriction, and metformin alike removes damaged proteins and worn-out organelles before they accumulate. Age-related declines in autophagy are now linked to neurodegeneration, muscle loss, and accelerated biological aging. Keeping this system active through movement in periods of lower calorie intake may be one of the most powerful and accessible anti-aging tools available. So now the question is, if these daily habits hit the same targets, why consider a drug at all? That brings us to the drawbacks of metformin. Let's be clear about the side effects associated with metformin. The most common side effects are gastrointestinal, nausea, diarrhea, and cramps. especially when starting treatment or when the dose is high. These are manageable for most people, but they are real. A rarer but much more serious risk is lactic acidosis, primarily in people with compromised kidney or liver function. In both, long-term use and high dose of metformin can also deplete vitamin B12 levels, which requires monitoring. These are not trivial concerns, particularly for healthy, non-diabetic individuals considering metformin purely for its anti-aging potential. And here's something that often surprises physically active people. Metformin may actually blunt the benefits of strength training. The MASTERS trial, a randomized double-blind placebo-controlled trial in adults aged 65 and older, found that participants taking metformin gained significantly less muscle mass after a 14-week resistance training camp compared to the placebo participants. The likely mechanism? Metformin activates AMPK much more strongly than resistance exercise. And one of the downstream effects of AMPK activation is the prevention of cellular building. A 2026 review on metformin and age-related muscle loss described this as a genuine therapeutic paradox, a drug that may slow aging in frail older individuals while potentially undermining muscle maintenance in active ones. Other recent studies support this therapeutic paradox. And the most important caveat of all, we still do not have definitive evidence that metformin extends human lifespan. Despite enormous excitement, the National Institute on Aging Interventions testing program, which tests lifespan extending agents in genetically diverse mice, found no significant lifespan benefits from metformin. A 2025 meta-analysis concluded that rapamycin, not metformin, most consistently reproduced the lifespan extending effects of dietary restriction in vertebrate studies. Scientists warn that excitement around metformin may be running ahead of the evidence, because no human trial has yet shown that it truly extends lifespan or health span. Some scientists remain skeptical, and the TAME trial results remain pending. Here's what the evidence actually supports in plain terms. Metformin alters key aging pathways, AMPK activation, mTORC1 suppression, autophagy, and epigenetic regulation that are relevant for health span and lifespan. It alters the gut microbiome in ways that improve glucose tolerance and cognitive function. It may lower the biological rate of aging as measured by epigenetic clocks and phenotypic age, but exercise and calorie restriction trigger many of the same pathways and result in a similar or even better effect. For active older adults, the cost-benefit analysis of metformin for longevity remains genuinely unresolved. Now, before we close, there's one more organ you need to know about, and medicine has been overlooking it for decades. Hidden between your lungs is a small organ that a 2026 Harvard study suggests can predict how long you might live and whether a cancer treatment would even work if you ever needed it. What it does while it's active may be the single most important biological event of your entire life. Click the link to watch the full video where we break down the science, including what researchers believe may actually help support its health and function. Class dismissed. After watching this, what's one small change you might try this week? Let us know in the comments. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more research-backed health insights and check out our website to see a full list of references.